Remember the ghoulish, goose, pimply, gleeful time you had when Abbott and Costello met Frankenstein? Now they're face to face with the king of the killers in the slap-happiest homicide in the history of mystery.
This bellboy will commit suicide tonight, and this will be found beside the body.
Suicide?
I have ways.
Bodies? The place is loaded with them. And guns. And gals. And gags. And slinky, slithery homicidal suspects. With Abbott and Costello in the middle between the law and the vengeance of the most ruthless killer of them all.
How could you find the bodies in your room? I put them in the elevator.
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Wednesday night Scream Stream Mini-sodes. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friends, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening.
And Mr. Fresh Rogan.
Bad evening.
What bad evening? We got a good evening and a bad evening tonight. What's going on, boys? Why bad evening, Fresh?
Because fuck you, that's why.
One of us tells only lies and the other one tells only truths.
Okay. Keeps it interesting.
I'm a truther.
Yeah, it keeps me on my toes here for this show. If somebody's lying, somebody's telling the truth. I don't know who it is. You don't know who it is, audience out there. That's part of the fun. We get to play along. Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody, here on the Scream Stream, bringing you some public domain horror for your evening to unwind. A little bit of Boris Karloff to bring a wonderful tale from beyond this little paranormal show called The Veil, which, as you can tell, is probably one of Fresh's, like, his top 3 television shows of all time. What do you say, so Fresh? It's got to be in your top 3, right? Your favorite
Yeah,
TV
I mean,
show.
honestly, this shit's on Twilight Zone and Black Mirror. This is so good. I love it so much.
Yes.
Yeah, that was definitely a groan of complete anticipation.
Yeah, I was actually climaxing as you were talking.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Just the thought of this show. We're not even watching yet.
The anticipation.
You save a little bit for later there, bud.
Yeah, come on, hold back. I mean, you want to save that for the very end when Boris Karloff doesn't tell you the answer to the mystery.
Right, when the story doesn't actually climax, we want to save a little bit for that.
This is the biggest blue ball in history, this fucking show.
Essentially, so far every episode has been kind of Again, very reminiscent of One Step Beyond, where at the very end, instead of actually ending with some cool like scene that ties everything up and kind of gives a little bit of an answer, but still kind of leaves some things up to the mystery of the elements, you do not get that. You get the host just telling you that there is no answer, so bye. And I don't know.
Just don't think about it too hard. It's over. Watch something else.
Exactly. That's basically it. They're not trying to confuse. That's the thing. Twilight Zone had no problem fucking with people's minds. I think these other shows, it's more the manufactured. Okay, like we're bringing people entertainment for that like 9 to 9:30 block, and then they're gonna watch something else and forget about it. Whereas Twilight Zone, that stays with you. Some of those episodes, they're haunting, in a word. Big Twilight Zone fans here. Unfortunately, Twilight Zone is not public domain, so can't show it yet. Gonna be in season 57 when Twilight Zone finally makes its way to public domain. We'll be ready for it, of course. You know.
Picture this.
Imagine if you will. I love Rod Serling. I mean, I think everybody that is into horror, into paranormal, I think that Twilight Zone is kind of like a gateway to some degrees, because it's, you know, it was made for a television audience. It was like, it's tame to certain degrees, but it's still all about like freaking people out. You know, that's obviously the goal, and they do a hell of a job.
Rod Serling is a gateway drug.
Well, Rod Serling is his.
Once you get that first twist, you'll be chasing that for the rest of your life.
You will. I mean, no. I mean, it's clever writing, which again, and unfortunately, in these other shows, I'm like trying to. My light is like driving me crazy right now. These other shows, you don't get that. You don't get. Okay, that's a little better. Live.
Pay no
live
attention to this totally natural-looking backlight.
Pay no attention to the light behind the big nerd in the Frankenstein shirt. Yeah. So
Garrett, you're glowing tonight.
I mean, come on. Aren't I always? No. So Twilight Zone, the writing is just so much better. I think that's what it comes down to. The difference between like that and a show like The Veil. I mean, I think there have been some good, fun moments in The Veil, but if you're expecting an ending that takes your breath away, this is not.
What was that first part that you said?
What did I say? What did I say? Fred?
You said there were some really good parts in The Veil, and I would like you to point out exactly what those are, because I must have missed those.
Well, every time Boris Karloff is on the screen, it's a delight, if I do say so myself.
Now we're just lying. Okay.
No, I mean, I do think that there are. I mean, I think I really like that episode with the girl on the road. You know, I thought there was some atmosphere to that. I thought there was a little bit of like a spooky vibe to it that I think is worth something, you know, to be able to create that atmosphere. You know,
They're good. So they're really good up until the end. It's like watching a show that got canceled and they had to wrap it up in like 2 minutes.
Which
That's what it feels like.
essentially what was happening. They probably knew when they were making this that the studio was on borrowed time, i.e. why this was never released. But it's
just gonna go into every episode pretending that we've been canceled.
Yep, this is it, guys. This is the one. If they did that, then we'd probably actually get some crazy shit. Because it seems like the people who just make shit thinking that, nobody's going to see it, it's going to get canceled, fuck it. It just ends up being the wildest, like, craziest thing.
Got nothing to lose.
It's like your last day at work.
But again,
right, yeah.
That's essentially, I feel like, why Looney Tunes cartoons were so crazy, because I felt like they were just like, well, this building could fall down on us at any minute, so let's just throw out all the stops. Let's just pretend like this is the last cartoon we're making. and then
We're probably gonna die making this, so
they just keep raising the bar. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is there was when you're just churning out content, which I mean, again, completely applicable to today. I mean, early television. I mean, I guess when this was made could still be considered relatively early television, 1958.
Would you consider Boris Karloff a content creator?
Well, I mean, certainly, in a certain way. I mean, he was more of like a promoter. Isn't the thing is he put his name on a lot of things. Like he had another show in the '60s called Thriller, which was another anthology show, which I think is supposed to be better than this because it's post Twilight Zone, and they're like hour-long episodes, and he doesn't act in them. He's just the host.
I think Evan's onto something. I think if we started off with Boris Karloff in front of the fireplace saying, "What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Veil.
Everybody.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and donate to my Patreon."
That's essentially all Boris Karloff is doing here. It's just self-promotion at the end of the day.
But before we go to the ghost story, our sponsor tonight is Blue Apron.
I mean, in this day and age, I'm surprised that this wasn't one of those shows, but you guys remember how One Step Beyond was presented by Alcoa, and so it is almost
that is true. It was made by an aluminum company.
It is sponsored. It's sponsored.
Aluminum. It's the most unhealthy thing ever.
Yeah, exactly. Did you know the wonderful different household everyday uses that you could have for aluminum? Think of this concept: aluminum foil. It'll keep your food fresh. Yeah, God.
It'll keep my food what?
I'm not getting into that Abbott Costello bit with you. Nice try, Fresh. Nice try. But no, I mean, yeah, we saw with One Step Beyond, it was almost very similar to today, where it's a whole show, it has to do an ad break in the middle to promote whatever sponsors is ponying up the money. Which again, for this content is, it's kind of crazy to think that with One Step Beyond, an aluminum company, saying let's put money into a paranormal anthology TV series.
Let's pay to have John Newland go to Central America and do hallucinogens.
And take some mushrooms, and let's see what happens to him. Yeah, I mean, and if you want to check that out, you can go find that on our YouTube page. Be sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, so but Boris Karloff really took advantage. I mean, even before this, there was some early TV show that he had called like starring Boris Karloff, and then he had this, and then he had Boris Karloff's Thriller, and then he had his name on like comic books and
the Boris Karloff Show.
I mean, that's the thing. He was essentially like, he just kind of put his name on was able to put his name on all these products and all these different things as he got older, and not necessarily have to be like heavily involved in them, not necessarily like a content creator of today where you're doing everything. He was a star. That's what he was. He's certainly not sitting there adjusting the camera angle and fixing his light and all that good stuff. But yes, boric acid, just yes, Fresh. I
think that's right.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down there, and the answer is yes.
All right, cool. This isn't just acid. This is boric acid.
Boric acid. Yeah, that was that was one of the last promotions he did before he died in the late 60s, because that was the big thing, LSD. So he put his name on it.
He did a commercial, for LSD.
When we finally find that lost copy, that commercial, we'll bring it to you here.
For Acid Co.
Yeah, it's the trippiest, wildest thing that Boris Karloff ever did. And he did some trippy stuff in his later career. If you haven't seen The Sorcerers, you should check out The Sorcerers. That's pretty wild. I mean, he, man had a long career. And The Veil was but just a part. Karloff Acid Co. Yeah. Exactly. Failed miserably. Luckily, he died before he got saddled in the debt owing to the anti-drug movement. But that's a story for another episode.
I think if you own an acid company, I feel like you're kind of just tempting fate. Like your risk of having an untimely demise in a vat of acid just completely skyrockets.
You might be having a bad time. You might run into some problems pretty much every day. I don't think that it's easy. I think the occupational hazards of working around acid are astronomical.
You constantly wear a suit with a thin outer pocket that you fill with a very basic solution. So if you ever fall in, it will neutralize the acid instantly.
So it would basically just be like Chernobyl every day, essentially. To work in the acid.
Less cancer, but more death.
Yeah, right. More similar lines of death. All right, that makes sense. That adds up. Yeah, when we find that lost Boris Karloff acid commercial, we'll bring it to you guys. But until then, we're gonna keep enjoying the Veil. Tonight's episode is entitled The Crystal Ball. The Crystal Ball Digital Lugosi Base Co.
Base Company. The old rivalry.
Yes, the rivalry never died. Yes, Lugosi's heirs decided to try to take the rivalry to the next level even after Lugosi's death, and that was just a massive misfire. But good rivalries never die, do they?
I want a big bar of Lugosi soap.
Yes, Lugosi soap. I'm sure we can find us some of that. Just scour the corners of the internet. And I'm sure Lugosi put his name on. Well, that was the thing, is Lugosi I don't think necessarily got the chance to franchise himself the way
he didn't get the chance to sell out.
He didn't, not really, not in the way that Karloff did. It's just kind of sad. But yeah,
it's a missed opportunity. I would have loved to hear an ad for what? Cornflakes?
Lugosi cigarettes.
Lugosi cigarettes. There you go.
Yeah. Hopefully he wouldn't be, endorsing any kind of alcohol or anything like that. That probably would have been. The man had some vices toward the end of his life, unfortunately, and that was probably why he didn't necessarily get the same kind of opportunities that Karloff did. It's kind of sad, but Dracula. Yeah, Dracula only smokes Camel. Yeah, no. If I could find those kind of commercials, that would be a real treat.
4 out of 5 Draculas recommend.
I want to do a Bela Lugosi impersonation. It's just always going to turn into the Count from Sesame Street. What are you gonna do? There's no getting around it. It's that's the joke. Yes. So tonight's episode, again, the Crystal Ball. Another riveting episode of the Veil. So I think if you boys have it queued up.
Yes, sir.
All right.
You have it, Evan?
Yep.
All right, then here we go.
I'm gonna dislike the video.
Ooh, got him.
Right.
Wow. That's really showing the people who uploaded this video, whose names I won't say.
Tonight, I'm going to tell you another
sticking it to Boris.
Unusual story of the
Fuck you, Boris.
unexplainable, which lies behind the veil.
All the unexplainable, that's why it doesn't explain
Under
it.
powerful emotional stress,
There you go. Boom. You
the
just put it
mind and
together.
body are capable of strange, almost unbelievable feats.
Is that mustache fake?
Tonight's story
I
is
don't
one
think
such
so.
case.
He sported a
Taken from a
mustache for a
true
good
and
bit of time. Why do you think it's
documented
fake?
It does look kind of fake.
Look at the space between the mustache and his lip. It's like so
When he
high.
They
gave his
did.
heart,
I don't know.
it
Those
was with a
pencil
deep
thin
and
mustaches were
abiding
always
passion meant to
weird. That was
last
a
for
weird
all
style.
time.
If I should go with the pencil thin mustache next season, email us at screamstreamshow@gmail.com.
Oh shit. They're making out.
What would
If this video gets 1 like, then Garrett will change his mustache.
Never.
Just one.
You see,
That's all it
I'm
takes.
going to be married.
You're joking.
Oh, you ought to know me better than that by now. I have no sense of humor when it comes to love or money.
But I
Or
thought you
money?
loved me.
Well, of course I did. But what has that to do with it?
It's no funny money.
I don't understand.
I have no sense of humor when it comes to two things.
You are sweet, and I'm still very fond of you. But you've become a luxury I simply can't afford.
What does
Who are you
that
going to
mean?
marry?
He's poor. That's what it means.
You'll never guess. Not in a million years. I shall
She
soon
said,
be
"Get
the
your
wife
broke ass
of
out of
the
here."
Oh, mais pourquoi?
Darling, you know why.
Pourquoi?
He is rich. He
I
can
don't know
afford
any
to give me
French,
all
so
the things I want.
I guess that means,
No.
but why?
No, that I will not allow.
Please don't
Sounds
be
right.
tiresome, darling. You know I
Pourquoi?
detest a scene. Besides, I see no reasons why we can't go on being friends.
Friends?
French sounds a lot like English. I can understand most of it.
I've one might call it a going away present.
All that babble's really paying off.
My Duolingo subscription is paying.
Children of the future.
Practically
to
pays for
commemorate our
itself.
past. It's a genuine crystal ball.
It's free.
Au revoir, Edith. Charles will be waiting for me. Oh, darling, as soon as we are settled, you must come and have dinner with us.
Oh, yeah, everybody has one of these now. It's called a cell phone. I mean, essentially,
One
everybody's
should not
just walking
destroy
around
a
with
thing
crystal
of
balls
beauty.
in their pockets.
Because one despises the giver.
All the
No, my
answers.
friends. We shall find a place for you.
Right out the window.
This will be my
That
new
was a-
bowling ball.
It's a very aggressive curtain opening.
What?
He
Symbol
has
of
a
the
stand
future.
for it already.
Yeah, he has a pedestal.
That's right.
No, it's a bird bath. He's just putting it in his
Perhaps in
bird
the
bath. He
future
said,
I
you
will
know
learn
what? Fuck these birds.
Well, but much more.
He's setting up like a video game puzzle. This is my favorite part of Myst. Gotta find the crystal ball in the library and put it on in the bird bath.
Edmond!
Uncle Andre.
Ah, there you are, my boy. I knocked and knocked and knocked, and no one came, so I walked in myself. Well, what is this? A new acquisition?
A gift, Uncle Andre.
A gift? Uh-huh. Do not tell me who it was from. Let me see if I can guess. Cannot tell the time by it. Birds cannot build their nests on it. Marie.
How did you know that?
Well, it is so like her. Lovely, but quite useless.
Got
Wow,
her.
burn.
Got her.
Ah,
Damn.
see that you still love her.
Look out for
I
Boris.
don't know, Uncle Andre. I don't know
Everybody's
whether I
safe.
love her or hate her.
Oh, that is a very bad sign. Let us go indoors, and I will attend to this matter myself, personally. Come, come, come.
Over here firing shots.
I think seeing Karloff in each of these stories, it almost takes me out of it a little bit. It's like, hey, what crazy character is he gonna be this time?
Oh, mon cher.
A Frenchman with no
The
French
value, never
accent.
mind him. You could not possibly
I love the
fall in love with
monocle.
a woman who did not write
That's what it
long,
is. That's how you know he's
passionate
French.
love letters. And as a writer of sentimental nonsense, undoubtedly you kept them. Now let me have them.
Imagine if Rod Serling just showed up in a Twilight Zone episode as a character.
Just all of a sudden he's in.
Every single time.
He's
What
just
is
chain
always
smoking.
pretty funny to me in the intro of every Twilight Zone episode when he's standing in, you know, wherever
scene.
that, yeah,
I say,
it like pans over and he's just there. It always cracks me up.
Yeah.
I am going to give you some
Always
very sound advice. There is a well-brought-up young man you will do me the courtesy of listening.
Very well, Manon.
First of all, you must know
This
that
guy, Boris Karloff's playing the ultimate relationship expert over here. Coming in, deleting all the old texts, throwing them all out, saying, bro, you gotta start over.
Perhaps you're right.
You gotta forget that bitch, bro.
We're gonna go out to the bars, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna find you a new lady.
The only cure for a love affair is still another love affair.
Yep, boom, there it is.
In this matter, how lucky you are to have me as your uncle. You have heard, no doubt, of my little black book. Oh, you should have. It is well known in Paris.
Wow.
Perhaps as famous as the Arc de Triomphe and the Champs-Élysées.
Jeez.
Andre,
I have an
He's
engagement
very
this evening with the most
confident.
enchanting-
This guy's fucked half the town.
Waxing and waning about his sexual conquests.
That's what I've always
I know
wanted to
you're
do.
trying to be helpful.
Plow somebody my uncle's plow.
Uncle, all these women are 60.
It does not go at all.
Perhaps work may be the answer, but I doubt it. But remember, in any case, your Uncle Andre has the right solution.
I will remember.
I go now. My
Thanks,
engagement,
Uncle. I'm good. You can get out of here. I appreciate
I will
it.
drop in to see you again, and I hope to see you in.
Yeah, we'll do it sometime soon, not now, though.
Au revoir, Manon.
I just want to spend some time with my crystal ball.
Aha, one didn't get burned.
Got him. Nice. Just lay it out there. Let the birds start shitting on it, and, you know.
Then give it back to her.
Exactly.
My dear Edmond, my presses cannot remain idle while I wait for my writers to write, you know.
I've tried, Charles. If he doesn't come, he doesn't
Charles.
come.
Nonsense. You have written
Yeah,
many
just
love
one.
stories before and written them well. Surely you must be
One
It's
guy.
the singular.
Of course you are. Edmond was in love with me.
You see, Edmond, what man has not envied me?
Why is everyone in this a
Wow.
cocky douchebag?
Seriously.
But she not with you.
Well,
That
they're
would be very
French.
different.
That's why.
Every
I
man
see,
would like to
stuck-up
believe that he has
assholes.
one for
I
herself.
don't think we have any viewership
One
in
woman that every
France,
other man
so
would be
if
proud
we
to
do,
call
then
his
my
wife.
apologies to our
See,
our
There is a
French
subject
audience.
for another great
but,
love story.
y'all
This
have
is
the
an
best
American
reputation.
I'll try
This is
to.
American, an American show.
Tomorrow morning I leave for London and then Amsterdam. There shall
We're
be English and Dutch
we're
editions
pretty
of your last two
pro.
books.
You know, we're not globalists.
While I
We're
am
pretty
gone,
pro
you
every
will
other
visit
country,
Marie.
but the French
But,
French
Don't
are
you
known
wish to
for
visit
their
me, Edmond?
Oh, I
you know,
do.
for kind of being douchebags.
But there's my new
So
book.
that's not
You
us.
have
That's
always
just
been
that's just your
entertaining for our
reputation
Marie.
in the world
She is
stage.
fond of you, and I don't want her to be lonesome.
It will be such fun having
But
you
I'm
over
not
for
here
tea,
to
Edmond.
shit
You will
talk
visit
France.
Marie. That also is part
We
of our
already
agreement.
we
Edmond
save our
is a
shit
very
talk for
sensible
Ohio,
and agreeable
right?
young man. He will do exactly as he
Oh,
has
my
said.
caps lock was still on.
Splendid. 2 weeks, and I shall return with contracts. And money,
You didn't want to
Edmond.
scream that?
Money. Madame?
He looks like a young Richard Nixon.
Where do you think he got the idea for running for president?
This is before he learned how to properly destroy information and documents.
Just throw him in the fire. You'll never find him.
Gaze into the crystal ball. And what will you find?
It's pretty slick for the 50s.
Pretty slick. Yeah, it is. It is actually kind of wild looking. Jeez, bro. Litter bug. No litter bug over here.
So we dine here tonight, or is it the gay life for you?
The gay life, always. But tomorrow, Philippe,
Why not tonight?
you tire of me if I make my visits too long. Besides, you know I have to be at home.
I'll never tire of you, Marie.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong?
I have a strange feeling, as if someone were staring at me.
I'm staring at you. You're very beautiful, Marie.
I'm serious, Philippe.
So am I. There is nothing to fear, my darling, except the swiftness of time until he returns. May that day never come.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was a cool shot.
Wild transition. I like that. That was good. Bum, bum, bum. Let's take a break right here. I think this is probably a good spot.
Where you at?
12:36.
I gotta back it up a little bit.
All right, so that's gonna take us to our break. And yeah, I mean, I to go back to your observation earlier, Evan. I mean, I think seeing Boris Karloff show up in these episodes in a way definitely takes you out of it, because it is like
I enjoy it because he's always doing some ridiculous character,
and you know he's gonna have like a very involved role, like
right? Yeah, he's not like the main character, but he's pretty close.
Pretty close.
He gets a lot of screen time.
He does, but for the most part, it's always, most of these characters have been kind of comic in nature, much more to the side. The one we watched last week, I mean, he wasn't in that one very much at all. Just kind of, laying in a chair and
yeah,
toddling around,
taking it easy last week,
being real quiet, just smiling at people. And then, I think the one that he's been most prominent in was the one where he's the sea captain and he's trying to kill his wife. That's probably been the most meaty role that he's had so far, and also the most serious.
Right, when he's not being a Monty Python character.
Right. Yeah, which certainly tonight's rendition of the amorous Frenchman a la Pepe Le Pew is, I mean, it certainly adds to the pantheon of these more ridiculous caricatures he's been pulling off in this show. But, well, what are our thoughts so far? Fresh is as a big fan of the show. What are you?
Huge fan.
What are your feelings on this episode so far? Are you
I don't understand why she would leave a crystal ball for this guy to just watch her make out with another guy. It seems kind of strange.
Well, clearly
she's an exhibitionist.
Clearly she didn't realize what she had. She didn't realize the power of the object in her possession, and that's what you get when you just try to, you think that you got something that's just taking up space, you try to hand it off to somebody.
It already kind of doesn't make sense though, because like she gave him a gift, like as they were like breaking up.
Yeah,
it's a consolation prize.
You don't do that. You don't give gifts.
I can't say I've done that before. Now, like
it softens the blow. It softens the blow. This isn't
working. Here's a gift card for Outback.
Here's a gift card to Chili's.
I think we should see other people, but here's an Applebee's gift card.
Enjoy one free bloomin' onion on me.
It's only good for the 2 for $20, so I hope you find it. It expires next month, so I'm sorry, but like it'll be good until then.
Meanwhile, and then don't you have your uncle come in and give you advice and help you rebound? Doesn't everybody do that? Or is that just
your very horny uncle?
Or is that just the French custom? Is that the French way?
Bro, hear me out, bro. I'm gonna get you fucking laid, dude. Thanks, uncle.
Thanks, uncle. That's ridiculous. That's insane. I don't know.
I really can't wait to see where this doesn't go.
I think that's a good way to put it. I think that's yeah. Where is this not heading? I'm pretty sure it's nowhere. But that's, it's the journey. The journey it's all the fun. The fun in getting there. Yes. So we'll see. We're heading
anywhere there.
We're gonna head toward a not exciting conclusion. So we're gonna hit a quick break. We're gonna see a trailer for Abbott and Costello Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which stars Boris Karloff as Dr. Jekyll. He doesn't really play Mr. Hyde. They have a stuntman wearing makeup playing Mr. Hyde. So he's tag teaming this. He's not really the monster here per se. But yeah, that was the thing. Boris Karloff, he had his bouts with Abbott and Costello. We saw the trailer at the beginning of this was Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer, Boris Karloff, which is kind of a weird movie I have not seen because Boris Karloff's name is in the title. I don't know.
Does he just play himself?
No, he plays like a character. But for whatever reason, the title is Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer, Boris Karloff. And that's the title.
Man, what were they doing back in the day?
They were trying to make sure everyone went and saw it.
They were milking it for every like talk about putting somebody's again. Well, Karloff was maybe one of the first examples when he played Frankenstein's monster. Universal started billing him just as Karloff. Like all they needed was his last name, put it super big on the poster because everybody knows who this is. Even later on, his name value was still like his name recognition, there was a lot of value in that. And so that's where putting his name in a title made sense, I guess. I don't know.
A lot of movies, they couldn't afford him for like the whole shoot. So they just had him walk by in the background of one of the scenes and then put starring Boris Karloff on the poster.
You'd be surprised. Again, a lot of these public domain movies, there's a tendency to... I feel like it happens more often with Bela Lugosi. It's like this person has like they're the third or the fourth or the fifth billed role technically, but because they ended up being a big star in some other ways, then on the DVD they're like, covered, they're billed as the star, and then you watch it and then
front and center,
and then Lugosi's a butler, and then you're just like, all right, like
Lugosi's eyes.
Yeah, just Lugosi's eyes. I mean, even that was a little more interesting than some of the times when he plays a butler. I mean, it's just kind of like wasting him, but it happened way too many times. But this isn't a Lugosi thing. This is this is a Karloff mini-sode. These are Karloff mini-sodes. So we're gonna watch this trailer for Abbott and Costello Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and then when we come back, we're gonna get into the exciting conclusion of The Crystal Ball. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Panic sweeps London from end to end. Even Scotland Yard is baffled. But two men of intrepid daring fight back. It's Abbott and Costello at their hilarious best. battling fiction's most fearsome themes in Bud Abbott and Lou Costello meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Co-starring Boris Karloff as Robert Louis Stevenson's fabulous double demon.
Mr. Hyde will kill him. Mr. Hyde will kill him.
With Helen Westcott, Craig Stevens, and Reginald Denny.
Hey, stop this fight! There's ladies present!
Bud and Lou are tearing up the town, trapping the beast among a bevy of beauties, adding turmoil to terror in a house of horrors that would frighten even Frankenstein.
Come on, Will! We can catch your monster! Give me a hand!
And what a riot when they get funny notions from deadly potions.
Hey, Slim.
What?
Those guys must be seeing things.
Pay no attention to them, they're drunk. Well, there's always a way of...
Sticky!
And we are back. So yeah, that was Abbott and Costello meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And that's a fun movie. That's one that Sylarn and I grew up with on VHS. That is, I mean, Karloff is, you know, you can tell Karloff is kind of like, you know, kind of rolling his eyes at the proceedings. And again, he had done that other one with Abbott and Costello before this, and now
how do they stack up?
Well, see, so that's the thing is like Karloff was not in Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. That was their first monster movie. Lugosi was in that. Lon Chaney Jr. was in that, but Karloff was not in that. So then, when they kept making monster-themed movies, I'm pretty sure he just did these two, and they're definitely the lower ranked of their like monster outings. Yeah, I mean, Fresh, I could see Harold and Kumar go to Frankenstein. I mean, that is the closest equivalent that we have right now to, you know. You don't see, the thing is in the 30s and the 40s, especially I think the 40s, like comedy teams were like all the rage, and especially like there's a lot of like 2-man comedy teams that you've never heard of that like made all these movies together. And if you start peeling back the layers, like it's just like, what the fuck? It's just the weirdest like combinations, and they're all variations of basically what Abbott and Costello do. But yeah, you can kind of trace that to now where you've got, you know, you don't have very many like comedy teams, but Harold and Kumar, that's yeah, I think that's where they're headed next. They've got to meet a monster. I mean, if you don't at some point go in that paranormal direction and you don't make a horror comedy, then you're just not. Ernest Goes to Dracula. Well, there isn't it Ernest Scared Stupid? Isn't that like kind of a Halloween themed Ernest movie? I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen any of the Ernest movies, but
I've never watched any of them.
Ernest Goes to Dracula. I'm surprised that they didn't come up with that. That would have been good. Milk off the success of Bram Stoker's Dracula, that Francis Ford Coppola Dracula movie with Gary Oldman as Dracula. Did you guys ever see that?
No.
Keanu Reeves plays he plays Jonathan Harker, and it's like, it's so weird because they're all like, they're supposed to be playing British people, and or they are, but Keanu Reeves is, which is kind of weird. But you know,
was this early Keanu, like, or
yeah, this is 1991 or 92.
I just looked it up. This looks
oh man,
stupid.
It's a
baby
lot.
Keanu Reeves.
It's supposed to be I mean, I saw it a long time ago. I don't really remember. I haven't seen it in a long time, But it's supposed to be pretty good. It's Francis Ford Coppola, and a lot of the visual effects are it's practical. It was done on set in camera, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. It makes it last longer. Like it makes it more timeless.
And there's some very cool like visual effects in that where they have like you can see Gary Oldman as Dracula, but then his shadow is on the wall behind him and it's doing other things. Like that's a practical effect, but it looks so wild like in the movie, like because
they didn't have to do anything. That's just how Gary Oldman's shadow behaves.
Right, that's the power that Gary Oldman has. You know, it's kind of 90s in its way, but it's still, you know, it's still builds off the legacy of a lot of these old horror movies.
I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'd definitely give it a watch if you haven't seen it before. But yeah, so getting back into classic horror, we're gonna get, not even that this is horror, but I mean, hey, if it has Boris Karloff, then you might as well say that it's horror. Which a lot of people did with.
It's not horror yet.
Not yet, but we'll see. So I think if you boys have it queued up.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right, then we're going to get into the exciting conclusion of the crystal ball right now.
Edmund, my boy, but you look terrible. I presume this means you have been working.
He's just over here telling it like it
Trying
is.
to work, if that means anything.
And what have you accomplished?
Terrible.
Frankly, very little.
Bro, you need to get laid.
I see you have not forgotten her.
I think about her, Uncle. In fact, I've been ordered to think about her. Moncourt's gone out of town on business. He asks me, mind you, if I wouldn't mind dropping in on her occasionally so she would not be lonesome.
Oh, what a
fool!
Douche.
He knows I was once in love with Marie.
Ah, then he is not a fool. On the contrary, he is very intelligent.
Well, if I can find the time, I'll drop by.
I disapprove.
What?
That I'm afraid you will.
He's intelligent, but don't you go over there.
Edmund, my boy, you must forget this woman.
Yeah.
Let me get rid of this silly thing.
No!
I like Karloff, dude. He's like, don't be a cuck.
I was gonna say he's right though. He's like, you gotta move on. Don't get over it. Like, we've all been there, right, guys? We've all been that friend telling your buddy, bro, just move on. You just don't. You don't need to be so hung up on this, man. Come on, man.
You don't need this orb.
I hate it when my buddies get a crystal ball and can't get over it.
I cannot tell you.
It's just what guys do during hard breakups.
Since when have there been things we cannot tell each other?
It's guy stuff.
You and I. Out with it, boy.
Uncle Andre. Uncle Andre, I fear I'm going out of my mind.
Oh.
Nice eyebrow raise there, Carl.
Okay, now you've piqued my interest.
I wish I could raise one
To
eyebrow.
go insane?
Never.
Uncle Andre.
That was the only time he's attempted to even sound French.
What sort of things? Where?
In that
Never.
hall, I can see Marie, wherever she is.
You really think you are going out of your mind?
It's so clear. I can see wherever she goes. I can even see whom she is with.
Whom she is with? Not her husband?
Whom or who?
No, he's not back yet.
Oh, Edmund, I am disappointed. You are jealous. You sit here,
I think that's really what he means to say.
With this jealousy.
That's what he's trying to say.
It's nothing like that at all.
What is
Then
that?
I
I
say
know
to you,
that's
the rest of it
from
is
something.
nonsense.
I just can't remember what that's from.
Oh, Edmund.
Is it like a video? Is it just a video, or is it like a
Come with me
That's a
tonight.
game. GTA 5.
Oh,
Let
okay,
the
that's right. That's right.
perfume of Paris sweep away these cobwebs from your brain.
Sweep away these cobwebs from your brain.
That's heavy imagery.
Now I lose my patience. And why is it you cannot?
There are so many things to do.
Then do one thing for me, I ask you.
Then do
You
one
say you
thing,
know where
motherfucker.
Marie is? Then go there and see if she is there, or go to her house and see if she is not there. If you are going out of your mind, at least let us find out in time to do something about it.
Now storm out. He's like, I can't do anything. Figure it out yourself. Damn it. I guess he's right. I guess wherever they're at, it's pretty good sheep country.
Thank you very much.
Jesus, dude. People wore so many layers back in the day.
It must have been so cold back then.
That's what
I hope.
God dang global warming. That's what it is.
This was before Al Gore invented global warming.
Right.
It's before Al Gore made it so hot, damn it.
Good morning, good morning.
With his weather machine.
Well, this time I can see you have truly been working.
Yes, but you've come back early.
Almost a week. And with wonderful news, Edmund. Contracts in London and Amsterdam were signed. And I have promised them at least 2 more new books by you.
Thank you, Charles.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Oh, I'm very grateful.
Oh, but I
I gotta write 2 more books. I'm thrilled.
I've been working very hard.
No time for frivolity, huh?
No.
But you did have time to visit Marie.
No, I'm not
tried to, but I've
frivoling
been
at
very
all.
Busy?
Not
but too busy for a friend?
Not a
You can see
moment
for
of
yourself,
not a
Charles.
moment of
I've hardly
frivoling.
had time to leave this study.
I definitely don't spend 12 hours a day staring
sure
at this
Marie
crystal
did
ball.
not like my business.
I'm not going mad out of my mind.
It's just that I've been working very hard. Now, you approve of that, don't you?
I've been
But
working
one visit
very
you might have
hard.
made.
All right, I did.
Then why do you say you did not?
She was not home.
Not home? Where would she go?
In heaven's name, mon coeur, how do I know what your wife
Do you think
does?
this guy watches this chick sleeping through the crystal ball?
Yes.
For a ride,
100%.
perhaps.
Perhaps?
Stalker, for sure.
Edmond, is there something wrong?
No. It's just that I've been working very
Those
hard.
pocket watch chains
said
have
that before.
stalker written
There is
all
something
over
on your
them.
mind. What is it?
Nothing, Charles.
Is this like OnlyFans but in the 1950s?
Is there
Yes.
something I ought to know?
Yeah, and it's
I am
free.
an old friend, Edmond. I deserve an answer.
You know all there is, Charles.
No. There is something about Marie that you won't tell me.
She hasn't left you, if that's what you mean. She's been home every day.
First you say you did not visit her. Then you say you did. Now you say you know she is home every day. How do you know?
Leave me alone, Charles. Stop asking me questions I cannot answer.
It becomes clearer. There was time for frivolity. And what you cannot bring yourself to say is that Marie has found another
I
man.
know you've been
And that man is you.
frivoling
No.
with my wife.
It's not me.
Give you fair warning, Valier. I shall ask Marie. And if what I suspect is true, I will kill you.
Oh shit. Well, thanks for the heads up.
Good morning, my love. I thought you never came here.
Fools.
I'm running out of lies to the maid.
Surely no one suspects. And that feeling of yours, does it still haunt you?
Philippe, I don't know. I just don't know. After today, I don't think I should see you again.
But darling, we have an entire week.
Heartbreaker.
Even this morning.
Oh,
on
he's
my way
back
from
early.
the station.
Ooh, they don't have a week.
Eyes were following me.
Ooh.
Yes, of course.
You are very beautiful, Marie. Why should not all the eyes of Paris be staring at you?
Ugh.
Darling.
All these Pepe Le Pews over here. More like Pepe Le Puke.
Valier! Valier! Where is she? I warned you, Valier. Where is she?
Yep,
Charles is not here.
Just barging in.
Lie. First you besmirch my name, then you make a fool out of me. Where is she?
I'm feeling very besmirched right now.
Charles, I have not talked to Marie since the day you left. You and I were friends, long before either of us ever met Marie. Will you not take
Bros
my
before
word
hoes,
that I am
alright?
not involved with
I'm
her?
not involved
No, I
with
will
it.
not. You know more than you will admit. If you were my friend, you would tell me what you know.
Such drama
Where does she go?
among friends. The
Very well,
boys, the
Charles.
boys are at odds.
I would spare you if I could, but every day...
Yeah, these bitches really
Marie
tear
goes
the
I meet a man.
friend group
Test the
apart.
bonds of friendship
Who is this?
to their limits.
I do not know his name. I know where he lives. He's an artist, a painter of beautiful women.
How do you know all this?
I have watched them every day since you left.
The crystal tells me.
Yeah, just take a little bit of crystal meth every day and I can see everything she does.
It's been hitting the crystal.
Here, man, just heat it up, dude.
I have seen them.
You are not even a good liar, Valier. Do you think I would believe anything you say?
This has gone far enough. Charles, you want proof?
Yes.
Very well. I'll give you proof. There.
See, I have a crystal ball. I'm not lying.
Your proof.
See? Only honest men have a crystal ball.
What am I supposed to say?
Marie, the painter. Are you blind? She has on a gray dress with the lace at her throat and on the cuffs. Don't you see her?
Giving him the receipts.
There is nothing but a crystal ball. What is this, another one of your tricks?
Oh, great.
Charles.
Can't wait to not know
What's
this.
happening to me?
I don't know. Either you are a very good actor or... I don't know.
Very well. We'll find out which.
Where are you going?
To Paris. Either Marie is with this
Paris.
man right now, or you'd better have me committed to an asylum.
Bum bum bum. That's now talk about an ultimatum.
Oh, forgive us, mademoiselle. We've come to the wrong place.
Edmond, let me take you home. You are not well. I should have...
I saw it in reverse.
They're here. I know they're here.
Just beat on every door till the cops come.
Bum bum bum. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Oh, awkward. Better get out.
Yep, anyway. I knew I was right.
Just gonna skate out of this awkward situation. The crystal ball has gone dark. Ah!
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
One final chapter remained after the door closed behind Charles Moncourt. Based on Edmond Vallier's testimony of what he had seen in the crystal ball, Moncourt was granted a divorce. The only time that evidence of this kind has ever been accepted in a court of law.
Yeah, right.
But although his testimony was accepted,
Great.
there has never been an explanation as to how happenings of this kind occur.
Ooh.
Please join me again.
There's been no
There's
explanation
no
on why a
answer.
judge would take this as evidence.
Behind
But he did.
Good night.
It's the only time because he was a stupid judge, probably wearing an idiot wig. Herbert
And
L.
how do you know
Strauss?
this information? Oh, I'm psychic. Oh, okay.
Well, I guess we gotta believe him. I mean, he says he's psychic. Yeah, so I mean, pretty much the same conclusion as every episode. We will never know.
No, I mean, I think it was good. I think that was,
Yeah, I thought this one was pretty good.
So we have a little, so we're feeling a little bit different about this episode compared to the ones that we watched so far.
Yeah, it's not completely ambiguous. It's like, oh, okay, she's really alright.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I was really afraid they were just going to
To Karloff?
cut to Karloff before they went and confronted them.
Yeah.
Whether she was there or not, we'll never know.
That definitely would have been infuriating. That would have rankled our feathers for sure. No, they definitely took it.
I was waiting definitely waiting on them to just not write an ending.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess the other ones have kind of felt like that to a degree, but I mean, I don't know. Here, I mean, it felt like, I mean, I guess it did feel like maybe it went a little further than the other episodes as far as trying to kind of prove that this person, like, all right, it checks out. They had this kind of supernatural thing, and everything, all the boxes are checked. And
yeah, more of a complete arc in this one.
Yeah,
very strange.
Yeah.
What an outlier.
Who would have thunk?
I won't let this happen again.
I mean, I have seen this one. I didn't think that this one would necessarily sway, like, make you. I mean, I hadn't seen it in a long time. Obviously, I didn't remember it being that different from the episodes we've already watched. But I didn't necessarily think that this one would, that y'all would feel any different about this episode than what we've already seen. So it's good to hear that at least, some of these episodes, hopefully that we'll get from here on out, will rise to a satisfying conclusion. Maybe not a great conclusion, but certainly a satisfying conclusion. That's all we can ask for, right?
Well, it was a conclusion, which is what makes it different from the other episodes.
Okay, to break it down even further, yes, I guess you're right. A conclusion.
It concluded.
I mean, really?
All we can hope for is an adequate ending.
I mean, do we really feel like with the other ones that we just haven't gotten endings out of those? Like, I mean, when I think about the one where he is a ship captain and he kills his wife and then her ghost comes back at the end, like,
that one stood out to me. I kind of liked that one.
It was a solid one. It was definitely pretty solid.
This series fucking sucks.
I mean, I think I definitely like it better than The Veil, which at this point we're about halfway through. So I think that we can kind of start to, did I say I like this better than The Veil? Sorry. I like this better than One Step Beyond.
Yeah, I was confused.
Yes, sorry. No. I like this better than One Step Beyond. And I think that we can start to compare.
I think it's better than One Step Beyond.
Yeah, but it's still,
I think that's why I hate the ending so much, because it, like, builds them so well, and then Karloff is like, it's not interesting. Anyway, here's the credits.
Yeah, kind of smugly, like, saying, there is no answer. Ha ha ha. Bye.
That's up for you to decide at home. Have a great night. God damn you, Karloff.
Who knows?
I hate you so much.
Yeah. Good evening.
Who knows? Clearly not the writers.
No. And again, I think
they
that's
definitely don't know.
I think that's what it comes down to, is the writing with these shows. It's, very hit or miss. So, but yeah, so that was The Crystal Ball. So
I liked it.
Yeah, definitely better than what we've gotten so far. Still, I know, still not Twilight Zone level, but it's what the public domain has to offer. So that's what we're serving up here. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you boys for joining me as always. We are going to be on a hiatus this week, as of now. Just this Friday, we're taking a break. I shouldn't say we're going on hiatus. That's the wrong word. We're taking a break this Friday, then we'll be back the next Friday.
We're going to be busy this Friday looking at our crystal ball.
Yes, we're going to be too busy gazing into our crystal ball. Yeah, so we may, I don't know. I may, if I'm available, if a contingent of us is available, maybe I'll try to do some one-off thing. I don't know. I'm not publicizing anything. If I, just get the itch.
You're publicizing it right now.
Well, I mean, I said not posting anything. It's going to be a secret special stream that only if you're watching this far into the video, which very few people do. I can tell you by the YouTube data that I've looked at, most people stop watching at this point. So nobody's going to necessarily know, but I don't know, maybe I'll get some...
We could hide all of our secrets here. No one would ever find them.
Here's my social security number.
I might get some random...
215.
Like, non-horror...
32.
God damn it, Fresh. No, I might pull some random non-horror, like, public domain movie or something, if I'm just kicking it and bored and got nothing to do. So who knows? We'll see. But you can catch all of our past episodes on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram, on Twitter at Scream Show. Had a fun little interaction with Fresh today. Fresh professed his love for the Veil, and so had to give him a little shout out there. But so
great group of episodes.
Oh yeah. Gotta praise the quality paranormal series that is the Veil. You can find Fresh on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter at Fresh Rogan. You can't find Evan anywhere, so don't try. Anything else, boys, before we close out tonight?
I'm really loving this lotion. Stay moisturized, everybody.
Evan's big health tip for the week: stay moisturized. Anything Fresh?
Drink more water.
All right, Fresh's big health tip: drink more water. I don't have any health tips. Just get real unhealthy. Let yourselves go. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Society's going to shit. Just let yourselves go. Don't take care of yourselves. But follow their health tips, and maybe you'll live forever. Who knows? But until then, maybe catch me here on Friday, maybe not, but you can catch us next Wednesday for another episode of The Veil. You can catch us on next Friday for The Wasp Woman, which is a fun Roger Corman movie. A lot of fun. So we're very excited for that. So you'll get that in 2 weeks. But until then, sweet screams, everybody.
Creep tight. Don't let the vampires bite.
And to all a good fright.